it's me again. Good evening. It's 4:58. I'm done. I'm finished for the day, so I'm headed home. And I thought just talk about how you feel about, just to continue from my earlier video. Another thought that came to mind about the Senate President's wife. Following the allegation leveled against the Senate President by Senator Natasha, she did say, the Senate President wants to, get in bed with her, allegedly, has been, making life difficult for her in the Senate, wants to get in between her legs, and has always said, there was one she said when she went into the Senate President's office to, beg him to allow her move her motion, the Ajaokuta Steel motion. And the Senate President said, I am the presiding officer of the Senate. Your life will be much better if you, play ball. Because I will make, I would give you, well, I can't quote her verbatim now, but long and short, scratch my back, I scratch yours. If you do me well, I will let you, move your motion and all of that, which she didn't, agree with. And then she went ahead to ask her husband to go to London and plead on her behalf. That aside, so this huge scandalous allegation has been, leveled against the Senate President. And his wife, of course, came out to defend her husband. Fair point, two shall become one. But I'm just looking at it from another perspective. It's okay to defend your husband in-house, but do you have to hold a press conference or even oblige the journalists some interview, basically saying your husband is a very jovial person, he's had women, highest number of women in his in the office at the time he was the governor, he put a lot of women in positions of power. Such allegations has never been brought up. And then shockingly, it's a different ball game that you've come out to say that and gone to bed. And then shockingly, you even took it further to file a suit in court against Natasha, Senator Natasha, a defamation suit. As what? That she has brought you reputational damage. Natasha never mentioned your name. She said her case is against the Senate President, not you. You bring that case and then the lawyer says, oh yeah, you have a case, let's file it. Of course, the lawyer needs to eat. We need to file, filing fees and all of that, parents' fees, all that. So it's terrible that you file such a suit, but everybody's out for their own pocket. You need to eat. You need to file a suit to get paid, filing fees and appearance fees and all that. So, okay, some lawyer had, decided to file the suit in court. And I'm thinking, okay, how are you going to defend this suit? Say the suit is now up for hearing, and they say, okay, come and give evidence and say that, because he who alleges must prove. Come to the witness box, come and swear an affidavit, adopt your statement of claim and, witness statement on oath and all of that. What is going to be your defense? You were not there when the Senate President was propositioning Senator Natasha. You were not there when they went to Ikotep and when all this thing started. You weren't there. So what evidence do you have other than the fact that your husband is a very jovial? What nonsense is that? He jokes a lot. Meanwhile, he's spewing all manner of obscenity. You know, calling it being friendly and jovial. Okay. So what about Senator Natasha then brings you with recordings, whether video or audio, of your husband being inappropriate or making inappropriate comments, or even, you know, attempting to do one thing that you will not be proud of? What then would you do? It then made me also remember Adobe, what's her surname now? Adobe and the Skybank former chairman, Ayeni, right? Adobe and Ayeni. When all that brouhaha started, Ayeni's wife jumped in and started saying, oh, that the Holy Spirit, that when they ask you, you know, you should first of all ask the Holy Spirit, is it true? And she made us believe that she's a pastor. And she asked the Holy Spirit whether her husband was a philanderer. And the Holy Spirit said no. So she discountenanced it and said no, that's not true. And then she went ahead to, you know, tarnish the image of Adobe, how she's a gold digger, how she wants to reap where she didn't sow. Fair point again. Did she sow? She didn't sow there, so she shouldn't even be reaping. But all this is what you would do in-house. It's not what you would do publicly. Allow these men, when they poop in church, allow them to come out and defend themselves. Don't be weak. Nobody is saying, you know, leave your marriage. No, stay there. It's for better, for worse. You know, remain there. Be the, you know, good wife that you are. Proverbs 23 woman or whatever. Or 24, I don't know. But just be that Proverbs woman. Be there. It's good. You know, nobody is saying you shouldn't be. But don't now further come out to then embarrass yourself. Because shortly after... let me get in now, you people. Shortly after... no, he's not going to let me, is it? No, he's not going to let me. Oh, thank you so much. You're kind. Just say thank you. Shortly after Ayeni's wife had that press conference and defended her husband to the heavens and back, what did we see? Photos of her husband traditionally marrying Adobe, that she's called a gold digger, that she said she should know that a baby would not guarantee her, the baby is not a marriage certificate. She cannot become Mrs. Ayeni just because she's got a baby. And I'm thinking to myself, so the Holy Spirit did not even tell you when your husband was going to Adobe's village to do her traditional marriage rites. The Holy Spirit didn't tell you when your husband was going to United States of America to birth Adobe's and Adobe's daughter, and it was alleged that he was even there in the labor room and helped cut the umbilical cord. And I'm thinking, you've come out now, so how do you feel? Oh my God. Oh my God. Isn't it better that people are, you know, asking questions and wondering, oh, how is this woman keeping up with all these allegations against her husband? Isn't it better that you keep short? Because what we don't realize is silence is actually an answer. You don't need to say anything. No, you don't need to. You really don't need to. Just be quiet. Shush. Your husband did this. Zip it. Don't say nothing. Because the more you speak, the more evidence will surface. And the more you look silly. The more you look stupid. The more they even say, oh, these women, they don't have brain. You don't think. Just be quiet. Even if he pushes you to say, go out there and go and defend him. Because you don't hold the key to his groins. You don't know whether he's been dipping in and out somewhere. Because you're not always there with him. So, if such allegation comes up and you know that you're not with this man 247, you know that on some occasions he travels out of the country and stays somewhere for so many weeks or days and returns, you're not there. Just be quiet. When all those journalists that are always quick to get your view on anything, no comments. Don't even answer. As soon as you hear it's Punch newspaper, it's Arise TV, turn off your phone. Don't say anything. Allow it blow over. And one thing you should know that the social media, the moment you don't respond, people are going to speculate, and then it blows over. Nobody will remember. You go on trips with your husband, you do the normal things you guys usually do. Nobody's going to ask questions. That's it. Done. So what I want us to learn is to always remember that silence is an answer, is a good enough, full-fledged answer. It is complete answer. Don't say anything. Because the moment you open your mouth and speak, that's when we now see how empty your brain is. That's when you expose your emptiness to the world. So don't. Just shush. Keep quiet. That is all I will say. Be quiet. Don't say anything. Just don't respond. It will be better off that your Mrs. So-so-so or your girlfriend so-so-so or your partner so-so-so, and that's all everybody knows. Nobody has heard you speak before. It's okay. Don't speak. Just be quiet. It's good for you. Enjoy the sweat or the proceeds of your sweat, because you've invested so much in the marriage. He wasn't the Senate President. He wasn't the Ayeni that we know when you guys got married. So just be quiet and enjoy it. Don't speak on his behalf. Don't, because when everybody will start calling you names and telling you and showing you how foolish you are for defending a defenseless case and all that, you'll be on your own. The philanderer will not be there to cover, or do not come out and stand or do press conference and defend you. So just leave it. Leave it be. Just leave it. I don't know. I have no comments. I plead the fifth. It's okay. You've done your best. And remain a dutiful and graceful wife. That is all I have to say.